Inked, marked, scarred. The popular phenomenon that's dividing opinions across the globe, tattoos. What may have great sentimental importance to one person has now become the basis for all judgment being passed to them. Is this treatment really necessary? Within modern Western society, tattoos are predominantly used to decorate the body and express oneself. However, while many people see tattoos as a form of art, there are also many who disagree. Kira Gilshaw, previous manager of a few small businesses and mother of two, gives her insight on why exactly she is opposed to tattoos. So, what is your opinion on tattoos?
That's a really hard question. I was actually thinking about it before I came. I come from a conservative background, like growing up in the country. So for me to see the first person who had a tattoo, I would have been very small and they would have been very frightening. So I still sometimes have that when I see like a big guy with tattoos. I still have that fear factor involved with them. So I'm not a fan. Just because, I think maybe that's what it is. It's a fear from when I was in my childhood.
What many with negative opinions fail to acknowledge is the creative passion and sentimental value behind the tattoos and tattoo culture in general. To get a deeper understanding of this, we went to speak to the tattoo artists themselves. What originated your own love for tattoos?
Well, my dad was a graphic designer, so I was around that a lot. That influenced me to do a lot of drawing and art and stuff. And then I wanted to put that on people's bodies, and people being happy with my artwork on them gives me motivation to keep doing it.
Caleb leads a normal life. He starts his day just like any one of us would. However, Caleb himself and many in his position are not treated like the rest of us. He has gone through unimaginable turmoil simply because of the marks on his skin. So, as someone with tattoos, what's your opinion on them?
So each one has a different meaning to me. So I've got one up here on my bicep, and that means that's a tattoo of a compass. So that means, always find your way back home. You're always going to find a way. I've got one on my forearm here. That means don't let time slip away, as you can see from the dripping clock. This one I personally just liked, so why not, got it. And I've got one on my ribs that's a quote, and it says, "Dream as if you'll live forever, live as if you'll die today." So they're all special meanings to me, so I figured why not make it permanent.
And in what ways has having tattoos affected your life?
Well, it's actually really hard to find jobs. So, you go into an interview, and if you don't have a long sleeve shirt on to cover up, then, that's the first thing people notice. And you can just tell as soon as you look at them, like their eyes just judge. It's all judgment. And yeah.
What do you think the reasons are for why people with tattoos are denied jobs?
I think it has a lot to do with, maybe back 10, 15, 20 years ago when the bikies, bike gangs were very big, and a lot of people with tattoos were associated with those bikie gangs. So, most people that judge people with tattoos today are older and, parents, people who live through that stage of, fear and just, people see, oh, you got a tattoo. No, we don't want anything to do with you. So I think it has a lot of it's a lot to do with that sort of thing, yeah.
Do you think that the denial of jobs for people having tattoos is justifiable?
I can understand why some employers wouldn't do it, but I don't think it is fair, because it seems to be something that's a young generation, and that's you guys coming through. And if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But I think sometimes you have to think about the industry you're going into, and some industries are very conservative, and you have to think about that. And if you do have them on your arms, your legs, you cover them up, I guess maybe as a respect for your employer, the people you work with, just depending on the industry you're in.
Tattoos don't affect how people's jobs work. If you're a doctor and you're saving someone's life, if you're covered in tattoos, that it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you still save someone's life.